Hi guys, how's it going? In this video, I had hoped to be taking an in-depth look at the events that I believe are occurring right now in London City. Unfortunately, however, I need another few pieces of information to fit that jigsaw, but I'll notify you as soon as I can. Meanwhile, however, I need to get something off my chest that I have kept under wraps for far too long. So let's go.
Good Lord, didn't anybody here subscribe?
Now, before I get into this, may I remind you of how important it is that you hit that subscribe and bell notification buttons in order to keep the channel producing content every day. So please help to give the channel a boost. Now to the story of the day, okay? Or more appropriately, the moan of the day, or of the week, or of, in fact, the moan of several bloody months. Okay, I refer to the recent statements made in particular by leading Brexiteer Lord Umpa Lumpa himself, Frost. This idiot, this fool in my view, honestly thinks that by somehow burying his head into the sand along the great Victorian pier of the sunny South Brighton, that this will in some way prevent the tide of reality from rolling in up along the sands and basically drowning his sorry backside, along with the hopes, along with the dreams, and along with the futures of every man, woman and child in the UK. Hey, Frosty boy, for what it's worth, that great Victorian pier has had its day. It couldn't and didn't survive the harsh reality of time. Time moves on, things change. In fact, its decline is almost a mirror of the UK economy. The pier was constructed during a boom pleasure, you know, the boom in the pleasure pier building industry in the 1860s, which coincided with the height of the success of the great British Empire. And coincidentally, it was designed with the explicit objective to attract tourists to Brighton from the UK and also from France. The pier reached its peak attendance of 2 million visitors in 1918, 100 years ago. 100 years ago. Its popularity began to decline after World War II, and everything was taken over by stupid fun fairs and concert, and everybody was still patting each other on the back, singing war songs. Local company took it over, 1965 I think, but it couldn't meet the increased maintenance cost. It couldn't meet it, and it filed for bankruptcy. Now all that is left of that great Victorian structure is quickly being eroded even further. The pinnacle of this engineering that symbolized how wonderful the empire had been, eventually withered and melted away. And it needs to be recognized by every man on the street whose romantic view of English life is lost in an illusionary fog of stupidity, of pomposity, and of Britishness. It's over. Now, you may think I'm wrong about this mentality. You may think so, and I can understand why. And if you're proud to be English, which I hope you are, by the way, it's difficult to swallow. But ask yourselves this question, each and every one of you. How many times have the English football team gone to any World Cup without the press whipping up the notion that the cup is just waiting to be picked up again by the mighty 3 lions on the shirt, just like they did in 1966. It's closer to 60 years ago, man. Okay, now that might sound harsh, but I guarantee you that if you ask any Scottish person, any Welsh person, any person from Northern Ireland, any person from the Republic of Ireland, that question will be nodded at furiously in agreement, and will probably remind you that the same applies now to Martin Johnson's winning rugby cup team. Look guys, I was delighted to see England win the World Cup in rugby, but it's over. Just like the empire, it's over. I am anything but anti-English, anything but anti-British. The world has much to thank many great British inventors and literary geniuses for. Shakespeare, I would say Yeats, but he was Irish. But you know what I'm saying. But those days are over, and Frost is standing on a pulpit held up only by the memories of ancient achievements, but without any plan, let alone a vision. He has no idea how to achieve glory, not greater glory, just regular old glory in the future. It's a recipe for disaster. The dangers of display of such obstinacy has been for many years hidden because of the UK's membership of the largest commercial bloc on the planet. Her economy had been protected, but yet even with her economy protected, despite this, her industry had been destroyed by decades of mismanagement and decades of ignorance of the outside world and how they were catching up and had surpassed British manufacturing technology. That's the reason the car industry fell apart. It wasn't price. It wasn't because Japanese labor was cheaper. It wasn't. Now, as we all know, there is a growing speculation that the UK is planning to use Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol in the coming weeks. The Irish government said just on the weekend, such a move would be reckless and irresponsible. The UK government says it would not go down this route gratuitously or with any particular pleasure. Oh yeah, but you haven't shut up about it for months. Nobody believes it. So I'd like to say this to you, Umpa Lumpa Frost. Nobody cares whether you go down the route or not. I do not believe for a single second that Sefcovic is going to move. I do not believe for a second that the US is going to move. And I believe 100% that you and Bojo the Clown could not organize a piss-up in a brewery, let alone devise a strategy that could, under any circumstances, arrive at a point where a decision needed to be taken to save your lives or those of your immediate or extended family. You and your kind are BS merchants that care only about tomorrow's headlines. And you idiots think that the EU just want an easy life also. And in some ways, you're right on this. They do want an easy life also. But you deliberately choose to forget why they have that easy life. They have that easy life because they have the EU puckered up tighter than a squirrel's ass. It is the most protected economy on the planet. It works. Nobody's able to get in on it. They keep it all for themselves. And the UK had that. And the UK cannot compete. It can't compete in industry. Why the hell do you think it can compete anywhere else? On technology? You don't think that Ireland has better technology than the UK? Or the US has better technology than the UK? Or the UK is going to outshine Germany and France? All of those countries put together? When those countries are going to conspire to keep that technology to themselves, to make sure that the UK is kept out of the loop. You know, it is the economy that sets the standards that all others follow. That's what the EU has done. That used to be the role of the UK's kite mark. It was recognised all over the world. It was respected all over the world. Now the UK doesn't even have enough facilities to carry out the necessary test that Boris said in 2019 would happen as part of the levelling up programme. It's all rubbish. It's bull, absolute bull. And neither of you are leaders. And neither of you, Boris and Umpa Lumpa, are of the calibre required by the calibre deserved by the great people of the UK. The days of the empire are over. They're finished. The strong residue of respect that existed throughout the rest of the world for the UK has been completely eroded by your lies and by your antics. From the command paper to proroguing of Parliament, to the internal market bill, to the threatening of Article 16, to the COVID disaster, for the hundreds of thousands of people who have died because of your incompetence. You have made the UK the laughing stock of the world everywhere. When Boris held his recent meeting there with Jacinda Ardern, Ardern, I think. She wasn't laughing along with Boris's reference to rugby terminology. She was laughing at the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom for thinking that such a significant and remarkable achievement, his words, not mine, should be brought down to such a barroom level was preposterous. Preposterous. This was nothing but serious business. Now let's get to the Umpa Lumpa. Let me start with this. Hey, Donut, telling your counterparts to calm down while addressing your peers may be the result of some stupid Trumpian media class you took, but it sure as hell isn't part of the reality of international negotiations. If you think for a second that there is anybody in the north of Ireland, no matter which side of the divide they come from, is feeling calm knowing that you and Bojo are in charge, then you are even more mentally challenged than even I thought. Those that care about peace do not need reminding of what a border in Ireland will do. They do not need reminding of who you have deliberately chosen to listen to in the north of Ireland. You've deliberately chosen to listen to the Democratic Unionist Party, simply to suit your agenda in Westminster. And nor will they forgive you, nor will they forget the role you guys played in such a catastrophe, so should violence erupt in Ireland. And be absolutely certain it'll also erupt in mainland UK as a direct result of your incompetence, as a direct result of your stupidity, and as a direct result of your ignorance. Thanks for watching, guys. You keep the faith, keep safe. Take care. Bye-bye.